It was a Sunday. Usually Mark would be out playing with his best friend Tony, but today he was busy in the kitchen since his mother was unwell and at the hospital. Mark had taken her place preparing simple meal for his family. His little sister Lizzie was the happiest.
Mark, the sandwiches you had packed for lunch yesterday was so yummy that all my friends gobbled it up within minutes. I had to make do with eating their lunches.
Okay, Lizzie, next time, remind me to pack some extra for your friends as well.
I am happy that you have taken over the kitchen duties now. Imagine having to eat Dad's barring bread and jam for a whole week like he made us eat last year when Mom had gone out of town.
Mark moved on from the kitchen, and Dad, who had just walked into the kitchen, overheard Lizzie's comment and asked in mock anger,
Who is complaining about my cooking skills?
Not complaining, Dad, but just sighing in relief.
That's true.
Mark then prepared tea for Lizzie and Dad and served it to them. After that, Dad and Mark left for hospital to see Mom.
Dad, how is Mom? She's okay now?
Yes, she is. She will be back home soon.
Mom, how are you, Mom?
I'm fine, my boy. And soon I'll be with you and Lizzie at home. Thank you, Mark, for helping Dad with the housework while I have been unwell. I hope it has not been too much trouble for you. Hope you are not missing out on your schoolwork because of this.
Don't worry, Mom. You just relax. I have more than enough time to study in the evenings. You just get well soon.
Indeed, son.
That evening, Tony dropped by to invite Mark over to play.
Hey, Mark. Let's go out for some fun. I can't come out now to play, Tony. I am quite busy. Why don't you come inside? You didn't come out to play in the morning as well. Why are you wasting your time in the kitchen doing girly things? It's not a girly thing to be in the kitchen, especially if you are pitching in with the housework when your mom is sick. Our moms do all the house chores for us without complaining. So, when they are unwell, it is our turn to help them without complaining. I guess you are right. I won't trouble you anymore. Bae, need to go.
In a couple of days, Mark's mother recovered and took over the kitchen duties. Mark continued to help around the kitchen by chopping the vegetables and kneading the dough. Mom taught him a few new recipes. Even Lizzie helped with whatever little she could, like washing the vegetables and peeling the skin of garlic pods and potatoes.
Mark, now that I am well, you should start focusing on your studies again.
I love cooking, Mom. It is fun and also helps me relax before I sit down to study.
A couple of months later, Mark, Lizzie and their school friends were on their way to a day-long picnic organized by their school. The picnic spot was a few kilometers away from the city. Once they reached the picnic spot, the kids divided themselves into groups and began playing. Close to the lunchtime, the teachers looked visibly worried because the cook who were supposed to prepare the lunch had not reached us yet. The van they were traveling in had broken down, and by the time they reached, it would be way past lunchtime, and the teachers weren't skilled at cooking for a large number of people. While the teachers debated the option, Mark stepped forward and said,
If you do not mind, I can help you.
How? Do you know how to cook?
Yes. He cooked for us for a whole week when our mother was unwell.
And I will help in whatever way I can.
Okay, there's no harm in giving it a try.
Soon Mark divided his friend into groups and put each group in charge of a task. The first group washed and peeled the vegetables, the second group chopped them, and the third group helped grind spices and stir the pot in turns. all under the supervision of their teachers who handled the major portion of the cooking. To make it more fun, Mark and his friends sang songs and played word games. Within no time, lunch was ready. Even though it was simpler than the one planned for the picnic, everyone ate it with relish. On the next day, during assembly, the school principal appreciated the students for helping with the picnic lunch. He made a special mention of Mark for coming up the idea and mobilizing his friend. The principal said,
Times have changed. Cooking is not a woman's job anymore. Today, it is a basic skill that everyone needs to learn to be able to survive on their own. To encourage all the students to learn cooking, I plan to organize an annual cooking competition starting this year. Let's schedule it for next month.
everyone cheered at the announcement, and Lizzie beamed at her brother with pride.